our Almighty God, Creator of heaven and earth, Father and lover of our soul, you sit on your throne of mercy and rule with your love and faithfulness. You are full of grace. We acknowledge your presence in our lives. Nothing is hidden in your eyes, even our challenges and struggles in life. We come to you with faith. We ask not only for our daily spiritual bread, but to seek your forgiveness and undeserving favor to heal our land, our family members, our friends and neighbors, even our enemies with COVID-19 and other diseases. Holy Spirit, help us to deepen our faith and see the opportunity to believe, obey, and worship. As we face this pandemic, you are Lord and God. Encourage us and change our hearts, not to fear, but to be full of hope and find ourselves praying and meditating your word. We believe no works of the enemy prosper to your children. Abba Father, we believe that your Son Jesus Christ is Lord and Savior. He is the truth and our salvation. Hear our prayers, O Lord, and most of all, not our will, but thy will be done. We pray this in Jesus' name, the name above all names, who was and is to come. Amen.
The program that gives you the latest in Filipino business and trends with industry experts and norm-challenging brands to help you navigate the ever-changing landscape of the consumer market. This is Talk Shop Asia Next Gen, thinking forward, staying relevant. Hosted by its founding anchor, business and transformation mentor Rolly Pagaspas, global franchising and business coach Don Senita, together with the beauty and business maven Muriel Villanueva. This is your Talk Shop Asia Next Gen.
Of Talk Shop Asia Next Gen. I am Don Sunita, your anchor. We are at Season 19, Episode 10 of Talk Shop Asia Next Gen, and we are happy to be spending this afternoon with you. We'll be with you from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. as we give you the latest in business and trends changing the way we do retail and services in the Philippines. Please allow me to welcome my passionate co-anchor, our in-house beauty and business maven, Ms. Muriel Villanueva. Hi, Muriel. Good afternoon.
Hi, good afternoon, Don. A pleasant afternoon, everyone. Thank you for once again spending your sunny Sunday afternoon with us. No, we are streaming live through Facebook with Talk Shop Asia Retail Industries Group, Talk Shop Asia Next Gen, the Philippine Retailers Association Official, FranCorp Philippines, U Franchise, the Filipino International Franchising Association, of course, AFI, our Association of Filipino Franchisers. No? You can also watch us live with our media partners, of course, V81 Radio Manila, the Big Media Philippines, and you may also download the V81 Radio app for your Android and mobile devices through Google Play Store and Apple App Store, free for life. Hi, Don.
Hi, good afternoon. We are, of course, broadcasting live as well through Global Pinas TV 168, Channel 1 TV, and Best ATC Beam, Channel 31. As we open the program, let us, of course, greet our friends from the Philippine Retailers Association, who's been a long-time partner of Talk Shop Asia throughout the years. How was your week, Muriel?
Nako, no, I cannot believe that 1 week has already passed sa December. Imagine that. No? So I was able to complete my Christmas decor. I had a little Belen and the usual, have the parol. But you know, just to give that Christmassy feel, the festive Christmassy feel, no? Kulang eh. It's really different ngayon, but tuloy ang Pasko. Tama?
Oo,
Diba?
totoo yun.
So,
I haven't gotten around with decorating. Christmas decorating.
I had to para maramdaman ko na Disyembre na, di ba? But, coincidentally, today is also St. Nicholas Day. So, Pasko na talaga. It would be, sabi nga nila, Merry Christmas. Because everyone still needs to wear masks for protection. No?
Safety
So,
pa
it
din.
will be, exactly, it will be very different. But I assume, no? And I would like to, that it will be more meaningful to most of us. Different ang meaning ng Pasko ngayon. Different way also. But, Don, no, when it comes to holidays and Christmas, ang lagi ding in mind ng mga tao is aguinaldo, bonus, budget. Yan yun eh. It follows, di ba? So, kamusta naman? We are in the extraordinary time, no? What do you think, no? Kaya very timely our topic today, no?
Totoo yun. Since we are entering, technically we are at the Christmas season already, more than the material things, syempre it's really all about giving love and, spreading that hopeful spirit to everybody. And since we are in the topic of hope, no? Yesterday, Mariel, marks the start of the Bayanihan Resellers Trade Expo, spearheaded by our friends from the Association of Philippine Franchisers, Inc., that's AFI, the Department of Trade and Industry, or DTI, and Go Negosyo. They had a very successful run yesterday. We had, of course, as our resource speaker for the opening were Secretary Mon Lopez of DTI and Mr. Joey Concepcion of Go Negosyo. And as well as we had some performances from Sam Concepcion, Christian Bautista, Aisel Santos, and Morissette Amon. Really exciting time for the MSME industry. Lalo ngayon na Pasko na, we are reopening the economy, we are reopening businesses, so we're very happy about that. Congratulations to AFI, DTI, and Go Negosyo.
Congratulations, no? Good and great that we have those supporting organizations that really shows concern through these trying times to the MSMEs.
And they're still running today and until tomorrow, until December 7th. So for those who were not able to catch the first and the second day, there's still a day para makapag-join tayo in this very purposeful endeavor by our business friends. No?
It's virtual, ha? It's virtual. So,
that's really how we do things
nowadays. Their houses, no?
Oo, tama. They can just follow and watch the AFI Facebook page. We also share actually the streaming link through our Facebook pages. And of course, speaking pa rin tayo, Mariel, of hope, we would also like to emphasize that by December 12 naman, it will be Retail Employees Day. No? Since we're all about retail. So we would like to greet in advance our retail frontliners who serve us day in, day out, no? Even during the time ng pandemic, pumapasok sila just to make sure that, we are able to do our essentials, di ba, Mariel?
Very tireless and very selfless of them, no? Amidst all the challenges and hesitations, para sa Pilipino, para sa mga kabayan natin, this is really the time that shows the bayanihan and the concern for others.
And it's high time then talaga that we acknowledge them. Kasi at times, we take them for granted. People who serve us when we go to the supermarkets, our guards who keep us safe when we go to the malls, diba? So it's high time that we give them the acknowledgement that they deserve. And on that note, Mariela, since we're talking about retail, we're happy to be tackling this afternoon a key shift in the business segment. This is the upsurge in the innovations in the financial technology or fintech industry. According to the fintechmagazine.com, what the virus and the subsequent lockdown has brought to the industry is really acceleration. COVID-19 has been a splash of petrol in an already lit fire, and the timeline for the financial services sector's transformation has gone from leisurely to supercharged. Physical money, for example, Mariel, is being phased out rapidly, and we see that even in our transactions here in the Philippines, just 1 month into the lockdown, and the number of withdrawals from cash machines has dropped by 60% worldwide, while a further 54% of people admitted to actively avoiding the use of cash. Instead, everybody's using contactless payment which has become quite essential as well, with even small independent traders now ready with a card reader. But while the COVID-19 may have caused a sharp turn in contactless payment, it follows a long-standing trend towards growth. I think our main question here, Muriel, is, with the growth in the fintech industry and with the growth in digital transformation, is even kahit ba yung mga regular Filipinos are included in this growth, no? Kasi that's very important that we take note. Kaya this afternoon, we will be discussing how the financial industry is boosting economic growth through accessible financial technology. Can we show on screen our poster card, please? Okay.
Yeah, no, that is right, Don. No, this afternoon, no, we are all about inclusive growth. As our resource speaker, a young director of fintech company Blend PH, will walk us through some developments in the industry. Very useful for everyone to know that.
That's true. We also have the pleasure of having with us three brands who have thrived in the industry of jewelry, milk tea franchise, and gourmet Filipino favorites.
Wow, exciting, no? Awesome, Don, no? Another great news. Starting next week, we are starting another segment for this show where we will share our platform to the community businesses that proves the Filipino resilience in this time of sharing. We
That's
are
correct.
officially welcoming SMEs friends in our Community Mic segment. Just share your stories in our page and have the chance to be featured in the show to inspire and promote your products and brand, no? Sa digital platform.
That's true. It's our way of showing that Talk Shop Asia or hashtag TSA cares. And true to our mission of inclusive growth for everybody, now nobody gets left behind. Allow us to borrow a very loaded battle cry of our friends from the DTI and Go Negosyo. Pilipinas, no? It's about time na tayo ay umangat lahat. Diba? Pilipinas, angat lahat. And of course, as we continue to uplift your afternoon with inspiring business insights, please expect more to come when Talk Shop Asia Next Gen returns.
We'll be back shortly. This is your Talk Shop Asia Next Gen. Now back to Talk Shop Asia Next Gen. Business is a fast-changing landscape, and information is key in adapting to the demands of the market. Stay informed of the latest trends and insights and keep your business up to date with the times. Thinking forward, staying relevant. Talk Shop Asia Next Gen.
Once again, we would like to thank the Philippine Retailers Association for being a partner of Talk Shop Asia Next Gen. We'd like to thank them for allowing us to access the expertise of their partner members as we bring more insights to our business community and consumers. Moving along, let's proceed to our topic of the week of inclusive growth for everybody. We are lucky to have with us this afternoon our resource guest. He is a board member of Blend PH, a fintech startup and the first online peer-to-peer lending platform in the Philippines, which provides financial inclusivity for both lenders seeking investment opportunities and borrowers looking for alternative financial facilities. He finished his entrepreneurship degree from Engeron College and master's in entrepreneurship from Ateneo de Manila University. Currently, he is also the managing director of Leverage.com, or Micro Group Lending Corporation, the very young and very passionate Mr. Francis Angelo Dolojan. Hi, Francis. Good afternoon.
Hi guys, good afternoon.
Hi, Francis. Good to have you today.
Yeah,
Good to have you on the show, Francis.
Yeah,
Okay,
pleasure to be here.
so thank you for spending your afternoon with us. And of course, to jumpstart our discussion, let's watch this short video of the work that Francis and his team at Blend PH is doing to empower the economy. Okay, thank you very much for that video. So, Francis, we're happy to have you on the show, and you look very young, no, Muriel?
Like us, we're all young.
That's what we're very happy to have. Leaders such as Francis, very young and very passionate, sharing with us, the technology that they are providing our business friends and of course the consumers. Francis, do tell us more about Blend PH. What is Blend PH all about?
So Blend.ph is basically an online credits and loans place. Basically, it's sort of you becoming a bank of your own. So now you can choose, unlike the banks, you're here with Blend. You basically have the ability to choose who you want to lend to, who you want to extend credit to as well. So it gives you more options. So that's the beauty of what Blend.ph is compared to other traditional financing institutions or other types of loans company as well. So basically, that's Blend in a gist.
Mm-hmm. I understand, Francis. Blend helps both investors and borrowers. How does that work? How does that set up empower everybody in your system?
So the reason why it helps both lenders and borrowers is because we are able to lower down costs compared to other finance institutions or lending institutions. It's because we basically are a marketplace. Unlike other traditional lending or financing institutions, they basically bring in the funds and raise the funds, and they're the ones who distribute it as well. So here with Blend, we give the options to those guys, those who have more liquidity, to choose who they want to lend to. On our end, we have reduced operational expenses, reduced costs as well, and more efficient. There's more efficiency in delivering the service and fulfilling those demands as well.
Mm-hmm. So para ito siyang Muriel, if I'm not mistaken, parang crowdfunding, parang ganun ba? Is that how it is?
Yes.
Okay. So is that what peer-to-peer lending is exactly? Kasi it's very new here in the Philippines. Now, I mean, we've heard it being done outside of the Philippines, but here in the Philippines, what is peer-to-peer lending exactly? How does it work, and how is Blend pioneering that?
So the peer-to-peer lending, just on a version, is that if I were to speak in Tagalog, technically parang 5-6 eh. So
Okay.
in a
That's what I
nutshell,
have in mind,
not to sugarcoat
actually.
it, not to sugarcoat it, but basically you are now becoming a lender yourself. You
Yeah.
can now choose who do you want to lend to, but the difference is that you now have the power of technology. So unlike if you just made pautang to your friend or to made pautang to your family, maybe tomorrow you won't be able to find them. But with Blend, basically, we're here to help you out, filter these guys. We're here to help you with your KYCs, compliance, and all those things. So our if you were to use it an analogy during gold rush back in California, if basically they were the ones trying to look for gold and all that, we're basically looking for gold, but we're not the ones looking for gold. We're the ones selling you the shovels, basically. So we're selling you the tools to basically mine the gold. So that's how you want to put an analogy to Blend.
Mm-mm. So parang you're providing the platform where people with the funds will be able to help those who may need additional financial support through Blend PH. That's how it works, right?
Correct. Yes.
Mm.
It's more secure, no? In the part of the lender or you, it would be more secure, and the process would be faster because, as you mentioned, it's now using technology.
Yes, yes. So I think the difference between us and the usual other, like if you were to lend to your friends, your family, with Blend or with the tools that we have, basically, it's that it's very much rational. I mean, hindi lang siya pakiusap lang na, uy pare, pwede pa utang.
Mahirap.
So, but here, it's qualifications. So,
Ah,
so it's not like you just lend because they're your buddies. Here, you're lending with an objective.
yeah.
Right. You mentioned, you're using technology to make it more secure, to make it faster. Paanong technology siya? Is there an app that they can source out, funds, or kaya naman they can check out who are looking for funds and actually pre-select them? How is Blend PH doing that through technology?
Yeah, so basically, Blend right now is a web-based platform. So you just go to an on to our website, then just register there, and basically you will also do a verification test as well. If you're a legitimate lender or a borrower, we'll do those KYCs. Then once we've authorized you, basically you're now able to choose who you want to extend credit as well. So it's like carousel. Instead of you buying an item, you are now have access to number of borrowers as well. That you can
Yeah.
choose who are credit worthy and who you believed into as well. So that's what Blend is actually doing for you. So we've compiled the borrowers for you. We fix up the files for you, and checked out their credibility. So it's now your choice, not solely your choice, but basically you already have that advice and recommendation as to who do you want to lend, and does it fit your portfolio, does it fit your goals and all that. So I think it would be one-sided if I say na puro blend lang, but if you were to look at it into a consumer perspective as well, now the smaller guys, those who have no access to the banks, those who have no access to other formal institutions, they now have a venue or an avenue to get loans or to get credit. Because basically, if for example you're going to the banks, they will ask you for all these documents. But what if you don't have all those documents because you're just starting? So what we're doing is basically we're like the gateway to the banks or the other financial institutions. So you build your credit, your credit profile and credit history with basically our company.
Yeah. Tama.
I see, I see. Okay, so parang in that sense, I would assume kasi, at this particular point in time, funding is, a critical need for some of our friends who may have
Yes.
lost their jobs, o kaya naman who need more fund to get their businesses running.
Yeah.
Oo, no? So when you say that, ibig sabihin, anybody, as long as they are a legit company or a legit person can apply for funding with Blend PH. Is that correct?
Uh, on a slight variation, yes. What trying to say is that you are qualified with Blend, especially if you have met a certain minimum criteria level.
Mm-hmm.
So, but basically, in return, if you don't meet that much, if you don't pass that kind of rigorous KYCs, then the exchange would be you get higher interest rates. Because
Mm.
definitely the lender side, they will be taking in more risk extending loans to you. So they want to be rewarded for that kind of risk. So
Of
it's just
course.
fair if 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 these guys would lend you, they would lend at a higher rate.
Tama. That
So
actually makes
so I
sense.
mean that's yeah.
Go ahead, go ahead.
So basically that's pretty much blend. And just for a fun fact, basically that's the reason why it's called blend. It's because it's borrowing and lending.
Ah, okay. So that's what blend means
That was
pala.
one of the
Okay.
questions I was thinking kasi the name really, actually, may catch yung name eh. It's not as intimidating as what the company is, in fairness.
Mhm. Totoo
Yeah.
yun. Tsaka,
Yeah.
it actually makes sense, what Francis just said earlier, that, kasi nga naman, this is like a two-way street eh. You have your lenders or the investors and you have the borrowers. So, for you to maintain that the transaction is secure and, at the same time be able to extend this facility to those borrowers, medyo may konting give and take talaga to, no? If you're not as qualified as some would normally need, require,
Yeah.
there are just some things that you have to give way for, no?
Yeah. Correct.
It's
Well,
just
my
the
joke
purpose pa
basically is
rin of
that
assisting and support to those who's really in need.
correct. Well, my joke here is basically what I tell my other clients as well is that with Gcash, with Paymaya, Auto RFID, and all those other systems, they say that sila cashless. But with
Yeah.
Blend.ph, kami here, cash more. so,
Mhm.
so that's
True.
kasi
Tama, totoo
being
naman yun
cashless,
kasi
kami
you
nag-iisip
are
ng cash more.
providing that cash, no, in a sense, no? So that's the
Tama.
difference. Pero that still falls under fintech, di ba?
Correct, very much. Yeah, very
Mhm.
much on a different not naman category but still under fintech.
Yeah.
Mhm, mhm. Yeah. I like to ask pala Francis because you've been in the financial
So
technology for
so anything that
quite.
deals with finance and technology.
Mhm.
Enhance
That-
in technology. Correct.
that's correct. Francis, I'd like to know pala your thought on this because you have been in the fintech industry for a while already, no? So pre-COVID and now, what would
Yeah.
you say would be the notable changes that you have seen in the landscape?
Well, in fintech right now, it's honestly it's survival of the fittest. So what I'm trying to say there is that if you've seen pre-COVID, there are dozens of Chinese online lending apps that came about, but now it's they're almost all gone. So because
Mm-hmm.
basically people back then prior to pre-COVID, they're willing to take risk. But now everybody's a bit more conservative because there's no end in sight. If where will it all restart and how we will all go about. So in terms of the fintech landscape, we would see a lot more happening and changes in the next coming maybe 6 more months. It's because of efficiency. It's market driven in the sense that those companies who are more efficient in terms of delivering their service will be rewarded having more customers and consumers using their platforms. So in a nutshell, basically, if madaling gamitin yung app mo or if you're able to deliver and fulfill those promises that you were able to give to your consumers, then they patronize you. Like for example, like what GCash and those other payment gateways that did as well during this pandemic.
Mhm. I'd like to echo that. No, totoo naman. We see that financial institutions, even banks, to that effect, have become more conservative now. No, so medyo mas mahirap na for
Yeah.
some eh. Diba? That's true.
Kung
Kasi
kailan kailangan, no?
totoo, because there were a lot of
Yeah.
uncertainties happening, and being in the financial segment, which is very sensitive, and they're very careful. No, security is one of the things that isa kasama yun sa mga backbones ng financial industry, and kaya they're more conservative. Actually, we see that we hear that in a lot of business groups. We hear that in a lot of communications, exchanges between businesses and people. No, how about the rate at
Yes.
which the Philippines and businesses and consumers are embracing naman financial technology? What would you say about that?
There's a lot of there's a big rise compared to prior to COVID. Just to give some facts, basically, if you look at GCash, back in May, June, they reached I think 700% growth compared to last
Mhm.
year. So you'd see that people are now embracing a lot more fintechs. There are a lot more people using payment gateways compared to before, like Visa, Mastercard, and those kinds of other gateways as well. Even money remittance, you see people, a lot more people using wire transfers, TransferWise, Payoneer, and all those kinds of payment systems, payment gateways to acquire services. And if you looked at other the market as well, I mean, there's a lot more people purchasing online, like the use of, if you see naman, like the use of Food Panda, Grab, and all those other services and delivery. So you wouldn't see other people downstairs now in your condos and all that would actually pay cash. Very rare occasion that you'd see people paying cash when there's someone delivering at your doorstep. Usually you use already GCash, Paymaya, or your card already
Exactly.
when you're
Mhm.
when you're paying online. So it's a matter of now. It's a question of how do you reach the lower tier. I mean at the bottom pile, basically those who don't have credit cards, don't who have those who don't have access to their bank accounts.
That
How about
access.
those other people? That's a problem because the banks won't cater these guys. Well, uh, disclaimer about being quoted for this, but, but the problem for banks and bigger financial institutions, because it costs a lot of money for them to get these kinds of customers. There's a high customer acquisition cost for banks to basically provide financial services for lower tiered basically citizens.
Sector. Yeah.
So those who are earning minimum wage to a bit higher than that, it's too costly for them to get those kinds of people in. So that's the reason why you have GCash and PayMaya, because there's no maintaining balance with those type of guys.
I was actually just about to ask that too, no? Kasi totoo naman, with a lot of things happening in the fintech industry, and money being still a fuel in our everyday transactions, everyday needs, how is Blend PH embracing that inclusive growth, making sure that the service that you give is also accessible and is also available to those the marginalized sector.
Yeah.
Correct. Just to be completely transparent about this, number one, with our auto invest, with those who wants to put money in Blend, we start off with 5,000. What with also with our loans, it can start as well as low as 2 or 3,000 as well for those salary loans and all that. But we can't go anything lower because unlike the banks, we're not yet that big. So until we
Mhm.
reach a certain goal as well, then we can extend even further to those types of clientele as well. I mean, just being transparent about it and be because we practice with Blend, we practice transparency to our consumers and all that, and showing them that we do want to cater to everyone. But as well, we also want to balance it out by protecting and safeguarding the investments of those who place in trust to the company as well. So it's a balancing act between those who placed in funds and those who needs those funds as well. So that's the equilibrium that we're all aiming for.
Mhm.
Of course, no,
Perfectly
that balance
understandable.
is important to maintain the continuity of the business, of course, to help others more.
Mhm.
Yes.
That's correct, no? I'd also like to point out, tama ba ako ng rinig na um, even with just 5,000 pesos, if you have that fund, you can already be part of the blend ecosystem as a lender. Is that correct?
Correct, yes. Basically, you can go
Okay.
log in and start as low as 5,000.
Okay, that's actually
Wow.
a quite a good news, ano? Kasi normally when you think about lending and being part of a funding company, you would assume that it will require more investment capability, no? But 5,000 is quite an
Friendly.
accessible amount of
Diba? A
money. It's
friendly
really friendly.
amount.
And assuming that you're lending your 5,000, no? Kasi baka we might have some viewers here who are interested in, um, making their money grow, di ba? Kasi minsan when you put it in the bank, the interest rate there is not very high, no? So it just ends up, accumulating dust in the traditional bank. In
Okay.
the case of lend, assuming you invest at 5,000 as a lender, no? Kasi it will become parang somehow a part of your passive income. Ano ang returns that they can expect from that?
Well, a bit higher than the what the banks are offering, but usually the batting rate would be around 10 to 12%. Can
Mhm.
go higher than that. So you want to be conservative with those rates. So it really depends on your risk appetite. So if we're the ones managing your money, if you're the ones like, for example, we're the ones choosing who you'd invest. So we're very much conservative with that. So the average return, sir, would be around between 8 to 12% per annum.
Okay. Wait, which is not bad. If it were, I don't know,
Exactly.
if I were to say so, ano, kasi normally when you put your, let's say it's a savings account in the bank, normally you get 0.12% per annum, no? Unlike,
No,
when
Somewhere
you,
around
lower
one
than
percent,
that.
maybe 0.5 to
uh,
1%.
oh
Yeah,
yeah,
no,
yeah,
around
that's
that.
correct, no? But you get more returns kasi totoo naman, if you have 5,000, if you can invest it into something and it becomes like a passive income, at least your money is umiikot siya, no? Kahit papaano,
Correct.
you get returns from that. Aside from that, you're also as well providing support for those people who may be in need of that fund.
Correct.
Correct.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yes. So
Tama.
I guess the reason why the idea of the 5,000 is basically because if you have less than 5,000, we'd say basically ipon muna. So
Mm-hmm, tama,
no
tama.
capability of investment first. So you need to save up a
Tama.
bit more. So
Mm-mm.
so basically that's the reason with the 5K. And aside from that, the reason why we're able to bring it down to 5K, like most of the companies that have been doing as well over the past few years, it's because of the technology, because of efficiency. So because before manual So even with the stock market dati manual yung ticker. So susulat mo pa sa ticker board and all that. So
Correct.
now it's more automated. So there's a lot more it's a lot more easier, less manpower. So now we can bring down entry levels. And like before, barrier to entry was really high for everybody.
Mm-hmm. And I would also like to bring in then the um, issue of security that you mentioned earlier, no? Kasi totoo naman pag nagpapautang ka, minsan the risk there is masisingil mo ba o hindi mo masisingil o baka daanin na lang sa
Correct.
kumpare.
Thank you.
Things like that.
Total.
And in
That's
reality,
true. That's
it
true.
happens eh. Di ba? Yung 5,000 na utang yan eh. Ng magkumpare, na magkaibigan, and the
Diba? Naging
the
ninong
likelihood
bigla eh.
Oo, the likelihood na masisingil mo yan, minsan, parang bigay na lang siya. Unlike if you put it in a platform such as Blend, you have that security there.
That's true.
Correct. Correct.
How hard
And
is
it
it?
goes
I guess
both ways, no? It goes
Uh-uh.
both ways. Secure yung nanghihiram, secure din yung nagpapahiram. So I think that that's one
Correct.
thing also that's very advantageous with this.
How
Correct.
easy is it to
So I
become
guess
a lender for Blend?
uh, basically it's easy. Just provide one copy of your ID, upload it to the system, and plug in the necessary information that we need from you. We'll do the necessary calls and just verifying that it's you, and basically that's it. You're good to go.
Wow.
Mariel, I remember, I remember our conversation just a few nights back, di ba? I was
Oo.
telling you, I was telling Mariel, i-move mo yung pera mo dito sa bank na to kasi mas as savings kasi mas mataas yung mas mataas yung interest nila per annum. Only to
Interest.
find
Yeah.
out, interest rate pala is higher in Blend.
Yeah.
So alam na, sa ko i-move ulit. Gulong-gulo na siya. But
Oo.
it's really nice that now with technology also and with the group of Blend, people are getting more educated when it comes to financial. That's another thing that's very beneficial with this. Kasi kailangan natin yan eh. No? Especially these
Yes.
times.
Oo, totoo yun.
Correct.
We
Correct.
have a lot of overseas Filipino workers who are,
True.
earning hard-earned money, dollars man yan, or wherever they are in the world. And minsan hindi nila alam where to invest their money. This would be
It's true.
actually a very good platform, no? To make sure that their money is secure, and at the same time they get the return of investment. That being said, we are airing, broadcasting now through V81 Radio worldwide. So we have our friends from Hong Kong, California. We're also airing through big media. So we'd like to greet our OFW friends. If you're watching us already, as we started the streaming, this will be a very good platform for you. No, what would you say about that, Francis?
Yeah, basically, this is a very good platform for everyone. Although I just need to correct a bit a while ago that we're not actually the first, but one of the first free-to-pay
Mhm.
lending. So in the country as well. So, but the good thing about first movers as well and first entrants like us basically is that you're getting very good rates. That's number one. You're going to grow with the company. That's definitely for sure because it's just starting out and all. And if you were to ask us, because I'm sure that some of the viewers would ask, so what's the difference between Blend and the other companies? Kasi may iba pang platforms, I'm sure that they would compare us to. So what I would say, and even being in the industry for quite a bit of time, it's that the beauty of the people behind Blend is that it's a mixture of the experience and the younger crowds. Because if you go if you go with the other platforms or other there I mean I've nothing to say against nothing bad about my competitors, but basically some of them are very techy, let's say techy, and the other kinds of platforms are very much finance centered. So I guess the beauty of Blend is that we really blended as a group, that we have experienced people and we have people who are very much young and driven. So it's a good mix of those kinds of culture. Since
Mhm.
at least I mean, being young and all that, and being young like you guys as well, we tend to take more risk than necessary. And the experienced ones would be basically the ones, keeping us ashore and making sure that we don't stray too far.
It's a good mix. It's a good balance, no? Inside your organization. So since
Yeah.
we have discussed yung investment portion, no, for all our friends who are thinking saan ba nila pwedeng ilagay yung pera nila. Kasi in reality, the 5,000, um for some it's isang quincenas yan siya eh. For some naman it's just 1 week, no? So I'm pretty sure they're also
Correct.
wondering where to invest that money.
Yeah.
Now naman we go to the part of the business that lends sorry that borrowers can access, no? Ano ba yung mga types of loans
Correct.
that can be enjoyed once you sign up with Blend PH? Anong uri ba siya?
So we have several different types of loans, but basically we have like yung seafarers loans, we have those fast loan, we have yung franchise loans, and basically the usual business loans and all that. But usually, if you were to choose as well, if you were to look for businesses, we do have that franchise loans. It's
Mhm.
usually between 12 to 36 months. Uh, although a bit higher rate than the banks, but again, we're taking in more risk. So at least just to a disclaimer to some of the viewers, if you were to compare us, piece by piece, at least we're being transparent already on that on that matter.
Uh,
So those are the types of loans that you would see. And basically, if you want a higher return, you can go with the fast loans, because fast loans usually it's a lower amount of loans. Basically, it's like a micro SME loans or micro loans, basically extending from as low as 3, 4, 5,000 up to maybe 15, around 15,000. But these are the ones quickly dispersed. But yeah, with the price of convenience. So if you want your funds fast,
mhm.
basically you go through this channel. But we need to pay a bit of convenience, I call that.
Uh-huh. Right, right. Totoo naman, ano? But what I think what I like about this facility is more than the fund being pantawid, no? I mean, there's also an option
Hello.
there. You can get a loan to start your business. Uh, and if in reality, marami namang mga Pilipino talaga na gustong magnegosyo, 'di ba? Kaya lang they don't have the available funds. Technically they are qualified naman, they're working, they do just have that big chunk of money at this point in time. But if it's something na kikita naman at will earn a significant amount of value in a span of months or years, that
May
can be
return, no?
also borrowed from the blend facility.
And it's a
Correct, correct.
Filipino brand. It's a Filipino company,
Yes,
which is less intimidating to those na, alam mo yun, quite still, kasi money still has that stigma for everyone eh. So everyone is really very careful when it comes to that. So it's more friendly na Pinoy yung kausap mo. I think that's another thing that we Filipinos are still, doing on points when it comes to that.
correct, correct. So I guess I just want to add on this one, maybe some points for the viewers. I'd share this to everybody as well. If you're investing or anything like that, you always consider PRT. Basically, that's the formula for simple interest. Principal
Mhm.
rate times time. So pag nag-invest ka, it's either malaki puhunan mo, malaki balik sa'yo, or marami kang oras. So
Mhm.
either or the three, it's either it's now going back to your goal as well. Eh. So if you have more time, then even if you have a small rate and you have small capitalization, you will eventually get there. But if you have a large capital, you don't need so much rate return, or you don't need so much time as well to generate the income that you want, and vice versa as well. If you have a big return and if you have more than enough time, definitely even if you don't have that much principal, it will eventually go to your objectives at the end of the day.
Mhm.
So, again, if people would ask me saan nilalagay yung pera, it really depends eh. It's sa goal mo rin eh. But if you were to ask me kung saan mabilis kumita ng pera and kahit maliit puhunan, sabi ko, taya na lang tayo sa loto. Kasi konti lang puhunan mo, mabilis agad. Pero may risk ka rin na matalo.
Mag-aantay ka rin naman.
Oo.
Di ba?
Oo. Totoo naman,
Yeah,
totoo
yeah.
naman.
May choice ka naman
Medyo
kung anong
yung ano
numero.
mo lang, the chance na binili lang are they will
Tama,
take some
tama.
time.
Makes sense.
On that note of capital, no, if any of our viewers are thinking about getting a franchise or a business loan, ano yung range of amount that they can probably borrow from your investors?
Basically, it's from I think 500,000 to around 2 million, even up to a bigger amount. It really depends on the capacity of the borrower.
Correct.
So
Mm-hmm,
usually we put a cap, but then again, it still depends on your capacity. It depends on what kind of visit you'll have. But we do have that standard. So at least if it reaches more than that, then we need to do additional KYCs and additional checking. So at least this for the peace of mind of all the borrowers and creditors as well. That's providing for your loan or for your investment.
Of
oo,
course, no?
totoo naman
Even if
yun.
Blend is as friendly or more friendly to all, syempre meron pa rin mga requirements na kailangan we
Oo,
submit, we
yes,
follow on, di ba? May ganun pa rin tayo.
Oo, tama. Because, in the entire ecosystem kasi of lending, micro-lending, or funding, the cycle is, people will invest money, people will return what they borrowed. Parang ganun naman siya eh. Otherwise, the facility will fail, no? So,
Correct.
yeah, that being said, with everybody being involved in fintech and companies such as yourself making it more accessible and more available to more Filipinos as an investor and at the same time as a borrower. How do you see the fintech industry growing even more here in the Philippines post-pandemic?
I think we will never go back to where we were pre-pandemic. So right now, it's what we have now. It's going just to grow basically. So we'd see that a lot more people would not go back to the usual, go to the branch and all that. They'll get used to the convenience. There will be a lot more applications, systems as well that will come out in the eventuality of this. So what I'm going to see in the next maybe 6 or 12 months is that, what if we can just have one app that has everything already, from your wire transfers, money remittance, to handling all of that. So eventually we'd see, mergers and acquisitions here and there. Because basically we'd see resources are not that as much as we want. So the only way to raise that kind of capital and to have that kind of capacity in building that kind of business is that through some of the mergers and acquisition that we would see in the next coming days. So the reason why I would say this, if you look at the past history as well, and even for viewers that are not aware of too much in terms of the financial industry, let's look a bit of history. Last year, 2019, January, we saw Hanjin went down. It's the seventh largest shipbuilding company that's based in Subic. Um,
Mm-hmm.
it went down, basically bankrupt and all that. The banks took a lot of hit there. During this pandemic, ABS-CBN having boatloads of loans as well with the banks. I mean, nobody knew that they would be shut down by Congress.
Mm-hmm.
So, and also now that there's a pandemic, a lot of, ordinary citizens, well, are having a bit of a hard time to pay off their mortgages, their loans, their car loans, credit cards, and even the SMEs. And one of the largest, bankruptcies that might happen as well is Philippine Airlines, if you notice the news. So if you
Mm-hmm.
notice that the legacy companies, even though they have history and all that, they're a bit of what do you call this? They're in a rocky,
Challenged also.
basically rocky soil, and
Yeah.
so with that kind of shake up in terms of the economy, we would see new players coming into play, going for the
Mm-hmm.
crumbs and later getting a whole piece of the pie. So it's a matter of survival of the fittest, actually, as of the moment. Charles Darwin at its finest as of the moment.
That is true.
Oh, totoo naman 'yun, ano. And
Mm-mm.
as Blend is growing, no, we can expect even more growth, no, especially with a very purpose-driven mission that you are advocating. Well, I'd like to echo what Francis said, that the fintech industry really is here to stay, no, and
Yes.
the only way I would say that we can get through the current situation. We see, gaya nga na sabi ni Francis, legacy brands are also in a quite the rocky soil, the only way I see that we can all get through this is if we lift everybody up, no, from the bottom up, no, through inclusive initiatives such as Blend PH. What do you think, Maria?
Oh, I will definitely agree. No, I like that inclusive initiative that you mentioned, Don. And it's having this purpose, no, that allows the economy to flourish. Which is, everyone needs that for the jump start, to bounce back. No? We are seeing light at the end of this COVID pandemic tunnel. And after all this is done, we will pick up the pieces together. Yun tayo eh.
That's the Filipino spirit. I couldn't agree more, Muriel. No? Of course, thank you very much, Francis. Thank you very much for your insights, and we're very happy to know of the initiatives that Blend PH is giving our Filipino investors and borrowers at this quite challenging time. And we're very excited, of course, to know even more of your insights in our panel discussion. For now, we'll be pausing for a very quick break, but when we return, We will journey naman through a Filipino jewelry brand that promises forever to their signature creations. All that when Talk Shop Asia Next Gen returns.
We'll be back shortly. This is your Talk Shop Asia Next Gen. Technology allows us to explore a variety of opportunities. So why not grab one for you? Kickstart your online business with Big Benta. Create an account, visit our store builder, then make your online shop. Be visible, gain customers, and run your business hassle-free. Plus, enjoy the support of our local merchandising team to maximize our platform. Make technology work for you with Big Benta, Pinoy e-commerce site made for you. After this pandemic, let's support the Filipino community. Buy local, visit local, go local. Now back to Talk Shop Asia Next Gen.
We would like to greet our friends from FranCorp. Grow your brand from one to many with the professional franchise consultancy services of FranCorp. We would also like to thank you, Franchise. If you're looking to start your business, contact you, Franchise, for a one-on-one franchise matching session that fits your interest and budget. Be your own boss. Drink healthy with Citrazone. Now more than ever, health is wealth. Bring health to your communities with a Citrazone franchise. Find Citrazone on Facebook and take advantage of the 2-in-1 franchise promo this season. From our member, now naman, Mariel, let's move on to our member feature. Take it away.
Yes, no, that is true, Don. No? Our PRA member for today is Sophia Jewellery, a company that started in 1993 and makes owning elegant fine gold jewelry affordable and accessible to the empowered women of today. This afternoon, Don, we have the pleasure to hear from the second generation of the company, their CEO, Ms. Choo Natividad.
Hello and welcome to the show, Choo. All the way from Mindanao. We're very happy to hear from you.
Yes.
Hi, Don. Hi, Mariel. Hi to all your viewers.
Hello, Choo.
Okay.
Before we share with us the very inspiring story of Sophia Jewellery, let us first watch this video of Sophia. Wow, no? Ang ganda nilang lahat. Mas
Oo,
pinaganda pa ng
totoo.
Sophia Jewelry.
And very memorable moments din, when you watch it.
Exactly. But you know one thing that I really liked about it, it is not as intimidating as jewelry per se is, encapsulated. So, Choo, no, tell us more about Sophia Jewelry, no, how it started, and to the brand that it is very well known in Mindanao.
Yeah, so we are Sophia Jewellery. We are all across Mindanao. Mindanao based lang kami. We have 38 stores across
Wow.
various cities. We even have one in Tawi-Tawi. Yeah. So my parents started the business because they themselves experienced what it is like to need money. So
Mm.
my mom um, had to have finances for her schooling in Manila. So my grandmother had to pawn her jewelry. So lucky for her, my grandmother had jewelry. Paano na lang yung iba na wala?
Wala.
So yeah, so because of that experience, they wanted to give every woman a chance to feel empowered, to be financially secure. Because we as women, we need to be able to stand on our own. We don't have to depend on our family, our husbands, even if we may be a housewife. So it is better to have our own financial source, which is jewelry.
Nice. And ano pa, it's a happy source also. It's a source of happiness also, not just for funding purposes, di ba? It makes you feel beautiful. It really enhances your
Oo
natural
naman.
beauty. And ang saya
Yes,
niyang tingnan na meron kang jewelry.
yeah. Ang
Oh,
tawag
akala ko
namin
family heirloom to, diba? For a lot of our
Exactly.
Filipino families.
Yeah. Ang
Mm-hmm.
tawag namin doon, Muriel and Don, is investment you can wear. Yan.
Wow, that's
Investment
nice.
na
Mm.
Investment
masusunod
you
mo
can
pa
win.
siya. And then it enhances whatever look you have. And tama yung sinabi ni Don. What Don said is correct. It is an heirloom that can be passed down from generation to generation because gold increases in value. So what was na before in the year 2,500 pesos, by
Mm-mm.
now, after 20 years, it's worth 2,000 pesos times 4.
Mm.
And you can wear it.
Exactly, no? Totoo, no? And it's hindi nagbabago. The style, baka may memories pa doon, gaya nga sabi natin, di ba? But, di ba, imagine doon, no? The story of Sophia is more on the emotional level, iba, personal experience that brought about this beautiful line of jewelry and shop and business, no? So, how about naman, it's jewelries are usually for occasions, gaya ng nasabi natin. It makes it more memorable as gift, symbol. But when the news of the pandemic broke out, what came into your mind? How did anong nangyari? What first did Sophia Jewelry do?
Well, much like all other entrepreneurs and business people, we panic. First and foremost, we panic because
Tama.
the malls will be closed and that is where our stores are located. So we did not know what to do. But then sometime in the around April, when April started, we gathered together and put our heads together and thought of what can we do. So we started thinking of online because prior to the pandemic, we only have a Facebook page and an IG page. But just to promote our existing stores, yung brick and mortar stores. So we started exploring the world of online. So when the ECQs were lifted and we were allowed to operate, so we went back to our offices to craft how the next steps would be for online. So right now, we are in the process of setting up our online store via a website. But while waiting for that to happen, we are already doing online selling via FB Live.
Imagine, who would have thought, no, there will come a time that jewelry will be sold online. Nobody even thought of that first, no? But, diba? But how about, I'd like to really know, no? Everything has gone online, as you mentioned. how about the security when it comes to, diba, ano yan eh, that's investment as we mentioned. Hindi rin naman siya mura. So, ano yung security that when you send it online via courier, diba? Lalo na if you're based in, malayo, ma'am, you're in Mindanao. Paano when, assume it's all over Metro Manila in the Philippines that you get to cater dahil sa ganda ng products nyo. How is the security on that when it comes to sending out those, very precious
Valuable.
items?
Yeah, that is a very important question because as you know, our product is very high value, it is luxurious, and it is different from clothes and bags, So what we did, we had to find a courier that could guarantee our product safety. So to ease the worries of our consumers, all our products, when they are shipped via our courier, are covered with insurance. So in case something happens, knock on wood, we can easily replace it. But then again, finding the courier was a difficult process for us because nobody wants to touch jewelry. Because of the risk. But now I'm happy that our courier is helping us so we can cater to anyone in the Philippines.
It's nice, no? It's really something. It's important to be able to find a partner that would really be with you, no? Especially during this trying time, no? So perfectly, of course, TRA, being a member of TRA, as one of the major supports that you have had, I'm sure, during this very challenging time, no? What made Sophia Jewellery join the TRA, and how has TRA, helped you during the journey?
That's a very interesting thing. We were supposed to be inducted into the PRA March of this year.
Oh, timing!
Then the pandemic happened, so our induction was moved. I think we were only inducted July, August, September, one of those months. But PRA has been very generous despite not yet being inducted. From the moment they accepted our application as a member, we have been receiving all of the educational materials, all of their support, letters, everything, even letters on what we can send to our mall lessors to help us during this pandemic. So I am very grateful for PRA. Laking tulong talaga.
Ayan, no? That being said, no, shout out to Ma'am Ebs.
Yeah. Ito ang Rosemary.
Ma'am Rosemary.
Yes. Totoo yan, no? So, jewelry pieces, no, has always been an aspiration for many. Sa totoo lang. And accessible to a selected few. Sophia has a goal to change that a bit through Sophia Layaway Plan. Can you tell us more about it?
Yeah, so the layaway plan, or in our Sophia world, we call it hulog-hulugan savings. Naka-trademark yan.
Hulog-hulugan savings.
Hulog-hulugan savings. Naka-trademark or copyright po yan sa amin lang. So, no.
Okay.
What is it about?
Yeah, so that's the thing. When people think of jewelry, they think it's so expensive and it's not affordable. And it will take them forever to save up for one. But since we believe that every woman deserves to own a piece of jewelry, we made it easy for them with the hulog-hulugan savings. So anyone, any person can just go to any of our stores, choose a piece of jewelry, and make a down payment of a certain amount. Then you are given 3, 4, 5 months to pay for it. So by the time you're finished paying, the jewelry is yours. And here's the thing. When you choose that jewelry piece, we automatically keep it for you so that no other client can see. It's really guaranteed that it's set aside and reserved. The interesting thing, if I may share some more about what the pandemic made us do, is we started having hulog-hulugan savings from a buyer abroad. Imagine. Wow. Exactly. Wow talaga. Imagine, we all thought that you have to visit the store to choose the jewelry, down payment, etc. But apparently it can be done even without them being physically present. So that lady has, in a span of I think 3 months, has managed to fully pay a pair of, if I'm not mistaken, a pair of earrings that she will gift her mother this Christmas. So the lady is abroad, but she is nakipagkontsaba siya sa kamag-anak dito para kunin na lang yung alahas sa tindahan namin at siya na ang magbibigay sa mama niya.
O,
So,
diba?
Oh, very sentimental.
Totoo. And ano yun ha, kumbaga double the effort, I'm sure. Kasi, di ba, it's more meaningful pa the piece that would be given to the mommy. Kasi the effort, everyone's effort is there, di ba? Ang galing, no?
Just to cut in, of course, syempre, I think this has to do then with the credibility that Sophia has built, no?
Exactly.
Throughout the years. Kasi medyo mahirap din mag-risk, no? If the brand is not established yet, unlike Sophia, especially that jewelry is, very valuable. So you really have to trust the brand, no? That you are investing in, like Sophia, and they have pretty much cemented the credibility among their customers, no? And I think that's a very good footing for Sophia and the consumers as well.
yes, thank you for saying that, Don. I think that is what we are grateful for to that buyer from outside, that she trusted us.
Exactly.
Because
And that
it's
is
not
very valuable, no? The trust of the clients. Here, imagine na nakarating abroad. That's really something that is nice for a Filipino brand to really excel.
yes, yes. Mhm.
So, ako, Choo, another thing, no? How do you keep in line with that, no? Not, you were able to target clients from abroad also, but how do you keep your market interested, no, with your designs and pieces? Especially no jewelry nowadays, no. Correct me if I'm wrong. Medyo may kakompetensya na siya with investment on handbags and shoes, eh. Lalo na sa ating mga babae. So, di ba? How do you keep the market interested in that?
Totoo yan. There is really, handbags and shoes are also considered investments. The difference between
True.
jewelry, as far as the investment component is concerned, you can own jewelry for as low as 500 to 1,000 pesos. An investment piece, bag or shoes, will not be that affordable.
Totoo naman.
No, I would agree.
So, as far as keeping the market and interested, keeping them engaged, we regularly come up with pieces that we feel are basic meaning classics. We also come up with pieces that are seasonal. Whatever is also out there, kagaya ng anong makikita niyo sa mga suot ng mga celebrities siguro, because we Filipinos have a tendency to really follow our celebrities and idolize whatever they wear. So, yeah, so we keep changing and we make sure that the pieces continue to be relevant.
That's true, no? With that, no, you mentioned you keep on changing, you keep everything relevant, no? Do you see the jewelry industry, no? Does the digitalization and technology have a room for such sector na talaga naman it should be, gaya ng sa inyo, no? It's a second generation business already. Do you think technology has a room for jewelry industries?
Hands down, it has. Hands down. Because
Wow,
even prior to the pandemic, there are other brands, other Filipino brands that already have online stores. But what the pandemic did was give rise to a lot of informal jewelry sellers. They sell via IT or FB. So does technology have a space? Yes, definitely. But again, we go back to the question of trust and credibility.
That's
Because
true.
again, you only buy from someone you trust because it is a high price item. So yeah, technology will make it easier, I think, for the jewelry industry because now there are no more barriers on who you can reach, no more boundaries as well.
That's true, no? Totoo naman, no? As mentioned talaga, this pandemic did really challenge all sectors, but it also gave us, and everyone an opportunity, a different side on it. As we want to look at it brightly also. Meron din naman positive notes on this. And, diba? So how about in the Philippines? How do you see the jewelry industry in the Philippines? Sa dami ng bagong concepts, sa dami ng businesses, and fast-paced lahat ng businesses na develop eh. Jewelry is something that takes time. Even when choosing a single piece, it has to, you have to invest time on it. So how do you see the future of jewelry industry in the Philippines?
Yeah, so a common theme in the pandemic is innovate or die. So
Okay.
for the jewelers now in the Philippines, whether you are manufacturers or retailers, they need to innovate. They need to adapt technology and they need to move faster. So if you are still a mom and pop store or you're a relatively small or medium company, but you are being run by like a mom and pop store, then that would be a very big challenge. The game now for the jewelry industry is speed, paunahan. And I think that can be done. So maybe it will now lie with the second generation or third generation to bring the speed in.
Tama, no? Tama. The fresh blood will do the fast thing when it comes to doing things faster. The facing is more faster and quick with everything available.
Yeah, especially when everything now is online. Admittedly, even me, I cannot keep up. So I have my team. They're the ones who keep on suggesting what are the new things that we can do, what are the new pieces that we can offer, because they're stuck to their phones practically 24/7. So,
That's
kailangan
true.
ganun na talaga. Kailangan mabilis.
Totoo yan. Totoo, no? Totoo. But nothing beats, however, nothing beats, timeless classic pieces that would really, really, be in the family for a long time. Iba pa rin yun, totoo lang. So, what is next? Tell us, what is next for Sophia Jewelry? Any chance we would be able to enjoy them here in Manila soon after everything?
I think that is what the pandemic did. The pandemic encouraged us to shift our business more to online. So as far as opening more brick and mortar stores, we have yet to figure out and really choose what are the prime locations to open. Considering that travel is difficult, there are many travel restrictions, and especially in our area, we are quite strict about it. So moving forward, I'm hoping that before the before the year ends, we will have our online store up, the website. We will also have a Facebook live selling on 12/12. Nakiuso na rin kami. Hindi namin alam,
12-12.
hindi namin alam yan dati, natuto na kami. Naki 11/11 kami at naki 10/10. So I think this is going I think this is going to be a regular thing moving forward. And it's really about shifting the engagement to online.
Oh, that is great. No, now, no, brands like you, a trusted brand, is also doing their part on reaching out to the market. That's the game. Also, this pandemic has brought us. No, both ways we reach out to our market through the use of technology, but of course, maintaining the classic pieces that we all have. Right, Don?
I agree. No, can I just share this? About investment, gold being an investment. I'm not sure if you're able to watch an episode of Jessica Soho, where the family. I think there were three. They were three sisters, and then sadly during the pandemic they lost their jobs. No, and what tied them through the time were the jewelry investments that their parents gave them. At the same time, jewelry investments that they invested in when they were younger. So, not that I'm promoting, pawning your jewelry, but I think it's a testament of what an investment it is and how you can use it in the future. So definitely something to look forward to with the growth that is we are experiencing, we are seeing with Sophia. Very great to hear about brands, especially from Mindanao, which aims to give their clients that sense of achievement and security through timeless pieces.
Totoo
Wow,
naman, no?
thank you for sharing that, Don. I will have my staff look for that Jessica So episode. In line with what you're saying, you know the reputation that Mindanao gets, right? I mean,
Mm-hmm.
they have a negative reputation about being magulo and whatever it is.
Yes.
So that is why we really believe that in times of emergency, crisis, or even financial needs, like for your electricity bill, water bill, educational needs, or even as a placement fee for an OFW, you can always turn to jewelry. And that is why Sophia Jewelry offers guaranteed pawn value, meaning we are the only one, I think, if I'm not mistaken, who has a partner pawn shop where you can bring your Sophia Jewelry and they will accept it.
Wow, no, definitely such support that one can get from Sophia Jewelry. It's also an aftercare support that proves to show no how you care for your clients, no, and just like jewelry investment pieces, no, that can be passed down to future generation. The next generation family-run businesses are more meaningful, no, especially as they just like Sophia, that you continue to transform lives with the pieces for empowered women and to live enriched lives. No, thank you, Chu, for sharing that with us.
Thank you very much, Chuno, for the very inspiring journey of Sophia Jewelry. Please stay until our panel segment. Of course, we will be discussing more topics on inclusive growth with Choo and the rest of our guests. When we return, it's on to our brand features, a milk tea franchise company, and a Filipino favorite gourmet brand. All that after this very quick break.
We'll be back shortly. This is your Talk Shop Asia Next Gen.
Over the years, franchising has been fulfilling entrepreneurs' dreams to multiply their success both locally and internationally. And with one franchise created every hour, the Philippines is now Asia's franchise capital. But what's the secret to franchise success?
Buying a franchise is the easiest and the most popular way to go into business because statistics shows that if you buy a successful franchise format, you have a 90% chance of success.
FranCorp has completed full franchise development programs of over 3,000 businesses worldwide, creating successful power brands that have become today's movers and shakers of the franchise industry.
FranCorp is a one-stop shop for entrepreneurs wanting to grow their brand through franchising.
Our group of consultants are internationally educated and trained, and they have real-world franchise experience. That's why we have the highest number of certified franchise executives in Asia.
FranCorp is behind the tremendous growth of franchising in the Philippines. FranCorp is behind the big brands that started small, if not micro, and now they're ready to go overseas.
We actually started with a small kiosk in 1992, and today, because of our professional world-class franchise system, we're all over the world.
FranCorp offers a complete range of services to assist franchisers.
FranCorp has prepared us properly to start our franchise operations, and the rest is history.
FranCorp continues to help businesses grow from one to many and to witness the unfolding of more franchise success stories. Are you ready to be the next? FranCorp.
technology allows us to explore a variety of opportunities. So why not grab one for you? Kickstart your online business with Big Benta. Create an account, visit our store builder, then make your online shop. Be visible, gain customers, and run your business hassle-free. Plus, enjoy the support of our local merchandising team to maximize our platform. Make technology work for you with Big Benta, Pinoy e-commerce site made for you. After this pandemic, let's support the Filipino community. Buy local, visit local, go local. Now back to Talk Shop Asia Next Gen.
Get the best deals online with Big Benta. Download Big Benta app in your Android and Apple devices to get the latest gadgets, electronics, and home essentials. Let's support local. IZA provides you with the best self-care products and services for your overall beauty in the new norm. Purchase any IZA product or visit any IZA Aesthetics and Wellness near you today.
And for our first brand featured on, let us get to know more about this milk tea franchise company.
That's right. This afternoon, let's get to know a milk tea that started right during college. They offer 100% freshly brewed premium quality milk tea and franchise to those who are looking for an inexpensive way to start their milk tea business. Can you show on screen our poster card, please? We have with us this afternoon a fellow Go Negosyo mentor and a graduate of entrepreneurship from San Beda College and a Bedan awardee for Best in Business Implementation, the young and inspiring president and founder of Rite, Mr. Jaypee Morales.
Hi, good afternoon, Mariel and Don. It's nice to see you, and thank you so much for having me here on your show. Maraming salamat po.
Thank you very much for spending your afternoon with us. To get to know more about Rite, let's watch this very short clip. Okay, so while our tech is, loading the video, we're very happy, of course, to have Jaypee with us this afternoon. Very inspiring ang story ni Jaypee, di ba, Mariel?
And we are lucky that iba ang he sent us drinks to perk us up for this afternoon. It was so
Yes,
good. Thank you.
I'm not sure if you can, can you see this? I think they can. May konting problema kung showing products because of the because of the background, no. But while we're waiting for the video to load, Jaypee, can you tell us more about how Rite started?
Okay, that's a good question, Don. Rite started po back in 2018. Actually, nagkaroon kami ng crisis sa family, no? So I needed to find a way to bounce back. So that's when I started Rite. Alam mo, nung that time na yun, nagtitingin ako, marami nagbibili ng mga tao ng milk tea, but it's too expensive for them. So nag-isip ako, why not offer a premium quality milk tea that is affordable? Because I believe that good food doesn't need to be that expensive. So we need to cater everyone. So naglabas kami ng affordable premium quality milk tea drinks. And of course, doon na po nabuhay si Rite. We started one branch with the roving cart, and then next one is a food cart sa malls, and then next on, dami na kami. Now we're at 40 branches so far.
Okay, so 40 branches. That's quite the growth, no? When we say mura ang milk tea ng Rite, what price do the Rite products start at?
Okay, the Rite products is at 55 pesos and at 65 pesos. Yung hawak nyo, that's 55 pesos, and yung the larger one, that's 65 pesos. It's very affordable. And of course, take note, yung raw materials namin, it comes from Taiwan, the milk tea capital of the world. So you don't need to go to Taiwan to taste yung fresh tea leaves. Dinala na namin siya dito at matitikman nyo na para na kayo nasa Taiwan.
At masarap siya.
Lasang-lasa natin siya, no? So, that being said, hindi na sacrifice ang quality despite the very affordable price, no?
Yes, I agree with you.
Mm-hmm. So, Jaypee, I'd like to know, no? Because, Rite has grown quite a lot in the past, in the past years, no? But everything happened so fast when the pandemic hit us, no? And nobody expected the impact that it did. When the news first broke out of a nationwide lockdown, what immediately went through your mind, no? And what were your immediate reactions? Considering, syempre, you had brick and mortar retail stores, diba?
Yes. Actually, nung narinig namin na news na there will be a lockdown, unang-una, na-shock ako eh. Dahil biglang lockdown tayo, so sudden stop of operation. So number one naging concern ko was the safety of our service crews and of the employees, and of course our franchisees. And second, yung store namin. Of course, alam niyo naman, pag nagne-negosyo tayo, once na-stop yun, so stop din yung pagkakakitaan natin. So we needed to find ways kung paano kami makakapagbukas ulit.
Mm-hmm. So that being said, no, what shifts did you have to do in order to cope with the new purchasing behavior and the restrictions in operating retail stores?
Okay, that's a good question. Actually, for Rite, majority of our branches are food carts and kiosks outside malls, and we have full stores then outside mall. And then so medyo hindi ganun siya na-hit, and luckily kasama sa essentials yung milk tea. So nakapag-operate din kami right away, and we even opened several branches during the ECQ period. And now, for naging plans namin, before nag-apply na kami sa mga online delivery stores, nakapag-partnered na kami sa mga delivery apps. So actually ngayon, gumagana na siya very well. So actually what we are into right now is a digital history.
Sorry, that's digital?
History. Yes.
Okay. That's
lahat
nice.
ng stores, yes. Yes, before lahat brick and mortar, lahat ngayon nasa online stores na. Before ayaw ng mga tao maging online store, ngayon online store na rin ang physical store nila.
Okay. So how does that work? Like how do you capture your customers through that digital store?
Okay, that's a good question also, Don. So, bali, we needed to boost our marketing strategy into social media sites such as Facebook, Instagram. We tied up with other delivery online stores na present sa social medias to hit yung mga target customers namin. And also, meron yung mga online platforms like bayanihan.shop. Pwede po kayo mag-visit doon, like sila Food Panda din. Pwede rin kayo, and Lala Move, sila Lala Food, and Grab Food as well.
So we see talaga, no, that the collaboration really helps a lot, no? Especially in these trying times, we see the likes of Rite partnering with enablers like delivery, as well as social media platforms. You really see the importance of omni-channel. That's somehow the keyword. Dati when you say omni-channel, mostly mga non-food ang madalas sa ganyan eh. But with the things happening during the pandemic, people such as Rite and Jaypee really had to innovate. I'd also like to touch point on milk tea being an essential. Kasi in reality, Filipinos,
I was about to say that.
Filipinos are addicted to milk tea. Kaya hindi mo siya masisisi why it's considered essential at this point in time.
Parang milk tea is one of those sa top cravings during the pandemic that everyone was really, parang, yan yung miss nila.
Yes. Actually, I have a short story to tell you, no? Nung pandemic, so na nag-lockdown, ang dami nagme-message, hindi pa ba kayo magbubukas? Milk tea na kami. Sabi na, antay na.
Oo, no? So you really see, no? I think that also has to do with the brand loyalty that you have built among your customers, and it's very telling, no, of what the brand, how you were able to position yourself. Now, that being said, how about with the support with franchisees? How did you collaborate with them to make sure that things are kept profitable for them?
Yes, okay. Number one, continuous communications kami with them to update what's happening, ano ba yung local restrictions, updates within their area. As we know, different locations, different areas, different restrictions sila. So we need to keep updated with that one. Second one is we had to waive yung service fee namin for monthly until this end of the year. Waive namin siya. That's one of our support. It's a big support to our franchisees. Kasi na-understand namin na talagang may effect sa sales. So we needed to be considerate.
That's good to hear, Muriel, no? Kasi that's how franchising works. It's really the franchisor and the franchisee helping each other out, especially in times such as this. On that note, I'm sure marami sa mga audience natin right now listening locally here in the Philippines and of course abroad rin, who are probably very interested in getting a Rite franchise. Can you tell us more about the franchise program of Rite?
Okay, for those po who are looking for an inexpensive way to start up their own milk tea business, Rite po offers affordable 100% freshly brewed premium quality milk tea drink and franchise, of course. And of course, I would like to invite everyone to visit our booth po at the Bayanihan Online Trade Expo. It's a project of the AFI and DTI PLDT and Go Negosyo. You can check out po yung booth namin at virtualtradeexpoph.com. And of course, you can visit our Facebook page at facebook.com/Rite, or you can check us online po at bayanihan.shop.
And on that note, tama yun, no? Once again, congratulations kay Bayanihan for the very successful launch, and we're very happy that Rite is very involved in that as well. Muriel, food and snacks beverage talaga, it's really a staple among Filipinos, no? Kaya minsan when you talk about investment, it's something that you're expected not to to get your return from that device. It's always a wise investment if you ask me. What do you think, Maria?
Yan, no? Totoo. Especially na Filipinos palate is still very much into milk tea. No? So we can expect bigger things for Rite, and we look forward to that. Good luck and thank you for sharing with us, Jaypee.
Thank you so much, Maria.
Jaypee, so happy to get to know what Rite is all about, and I'm pretty sure marami sa mga audience natin are inspired with the journey of Jaypee and his brand. And of course, Jaypee will still be with us during the panel segment of the show. They're offering an expensive franchise, so that is of course still in line with our inclusive growth for everybody. So I'm sure you're all excited to know his thoughts then on our topic this afternoon. When we return naman, get ready to get hungry again, okay? With the gourmet products of our next guest when Talk Shop Asia Next Gen returns.
We'll be back shortly. This is your Talk Shop Asia Next Gen.
Nandyan na nga, balik sa simula, ganyan lang talaga. Hirap sa umpisa, ngunit ano nga bang meron? Tulihan ng hamon ng bawat umaga. Basta't nandyan ka, may pag-asa, dahan-dahan, sabay-sabay. Ano mang pagsubok ng buhay, dahan-dahan tayo ay muling babangon. Tuloy-tuloy ang tulong, sabay din tayo muling susulong. Pwede bang mangarap ng bagong araw? Pwede bang mangarap? Pwede ba? Oh, oh. Pwede bang mangarap? Pwede bang mangarap? Iwan ang pangamba. Pwede bang mangarap? Pwede bang mangarap? Basta't kasama ka. Basta't nandyan ka, may pag-asa, dahan-dahan, sabay-sabay. Ano mang pagsubok ng buhay, dahan-dahan tayo ay muling babangon. Tuloy-tuloy ang tulong, sabay din tayo muling susulong. Pwede bang mangarap ng bagong araw? Pwede bang mangarap? Pwede ba? Oh no. Pwede pang mangarap, pwede pang mangarap. Iwan ang pangamba. Pwede pang mangarap, pwede pang mangarap. Basta't kasama ka. Pwede pang mangarap. Pwede ba?
Now back to Talk Shop Asia Next Gen.
Get the best deals online with Big Benta. Download Big Benta app in your Android and
Get
Apple
the best
devices.
deals online with Big Benta. Download Big Benta app in your Android and Apple devices to get the latest in gadgets, electronics, and home essentials. Let's support local. Of course, we'd like to greet our friends from the Association of Filipino Franchising Incorporated and congratulate them as well for the successful launch of Bayanihan Virtual Reseller Expo 2020. And of course, we'd like to say hello to our friends from the Filipino International Franchise Association that's continuously re-energizing the micro, small, medium enterprises communities. Prepare to get hungry with our next brand, Muriel.
Yes, no, joining us this afternoon, mas magugutom tayo, is both the personal and professional partner of Miss Pokwang, the famous comedian and actress. This afternoon, he will share with us more about these Filipino classics that PokLee would prepare for her artista friends' birthday and shoots that turned into a business and can now be enjoyed by the many, no? Ang sarap niya doon. It's really a good treat, no? Let us welcome the CEO of PokLee Food Products, Mr. Lee O'Brien. Hi, Lee. Welcome.
Hi, Lee. Happy to have you on the show.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
Good
Can you hear me?
afternoon. Welcome, no? Yes, you're good. All right. So before we begin this delicious conversation, let us begin with this short video of PokLee products. Wow, ang sarap naman nun, no? Definitely, kanin na lang.
Yeah, how's the gutom right now? Everyone getting hungry?
Yes, true. So, Lino, please share with us more about this bottled goodness, how it started, and how now it's available in the market for everyone else to enjoy.
You bet. Well, first of all, thank you for having me here today. It's a pleasure being with you guys. PokLee Foods, the actual recipes, those things started 15, 20 years ago. Miss Pokwang had learned to cook from her father, who was a cook. And over the years, she had just been, honing and practicing and perfecting these recipes. And up until maybe about 2 years ago, she was just doing this exclusively for her artista friends who would have birthdays or shootings nearby our house. And they would just shoot out texts, say it was their birthday, say they were shooting, and the next thing you know, 2-3 trays of laing, 2-3 gallons of suka are going out the door to whoever the lucky artista was. And so it was kind of like a little secret in the industry for a while. And the story, what I tell, is about 5 years ago when I first came to the country. I went to a celebrity bazaar with her over at UP Town Center, in which she only made laing and suka and literally sold so many units in 3 days. It was amazing. Wow. We had lines of 100 people. We had pre-orders for the night session from the morning session. I mean, it was just crazy. And I, told her, just mentioned to her casually, hey, you might be able to do a little side business with that. Something to, augment what, because the artista life, an artista like her won't go unemployed very long because she's very much in demand. But you don't necessarily are guaranteed a 50, 60-year career, right? You see a lot of artistas that start up side businesses because, sometimes it's feast or famine. So you need to total fallback. Yes. And
that's
so
true.
then,
but Don, we Christmas came early to us yesterday when we received our very own. Can you see our very own? Look at the packaging. It comes in a bayong, very Filipino, of course.
Absolutely.
The famous suka. Sorry,
yes.
there, if anyone can see. It's very good. Of course, I have the laing as well, and the crab, alige paste.
Yes.
And
Alige.
your newest product, we have a new product, the all natural.
Yes,
The
all natural fruit
jam.
jams.
Yes. Can you
Natividad.
tell us?
Yeah.
Correct. Can you tell us more about it and what makes it different from all the other, food that is bottled and gourmet that's being sold in the market?
You bet. First of all, there's the quality. These products are things that literally people crave and are addicted to. It's no joke. We tell everyone the alige will make Piolo Pascual blush. So just show him the alige, he'll start blushing. And if you wanna talk to John Lloyd, you wanna talk to Enchong, you wanna talk to Ochi Diaz, Don Zulueta, just show them some of the suka and some of the laing, and you're gonna get them, kagiki over all of it.
Correct.
I think it's, first of all, it's the quality. Second of all, we use a lot of all natural ingredients, especially like our suka. We go farm direct. We don't have many middlemen. We use all natural ingredients. So all of the seasonings are going to be natural. And it's the same thing with the crab paste alige, the same thing with laing. And then in the case of Cocina Vida, it was another one of these bright spots, silver linings of the pandemic. What happened at the beginning of the pandemic, lots of farms overgrew and didn't have ways to get their product off site. And so I connected with some farms during the early days, and they started supplying us strawberries. And so then I took some strawberries, and at first it was just for casual use. And then I told Mamang about that, and she said, hey, let me make some jam. She makes some jam. It just blew me away, and it blew everyone else away who liked it. So we started doing jam, and so we started doing strawberry, and then we did pineapple, and now we've got strawberry, pineapple, and mango as the three lines as the start of Cocina Vida, which will expand soon. So, yeah, very grateful for that.
And it's all good. You know what's good about it? As you mentioned, it's all natural and it's real food. Especially during the pandemic, we trust on doing and going for fast foods or instant ones. This is a way of feeding the family real food that's really good, I might say. And for a mother like me who's working, balancing work from home and everything in the online classes, I get to have much time because of the convenience that it gives, and masarap. That's the bottom line, masarap.
Well, can I just say to you, like, for example, for the case such as me, I'm not a very good cook, So for me to be able to enjoy home cooked meals, I mean, I wouldn't know how to cook laing if my life depended on it. And for me to be able to enjoy laing, in a bottle and easy to heat and easy to consume, it's a very big convenience for a lot of people, I would say.
Yeah, that's definitely one of the goals we go for is, the alige, 2-3 scoops of it, throw it in your pasta or throw it in your rice, and you're set. And you don't need to add on anything else. And that's what's happened with a lot of people is, hey, trust me, in our relationship, she cooks, I eat. I know my place. I'm not the cook.
Such a balance.
So I know how you feel about
Such a balance.
I know how you feel about not having the skills. The three of us are in that boat, right? Well, actually, Muriel, I'm not saying you're not. Don admitted to it. But the thing is that's what we've seen is so many people now, can cook something up and whip it up, and their family's like proud of them, and they're proud of themselves, and that's what we love, and that's what we hope that it could actually do. We hope it's transcendental, not just stomach filling.
That's true. Having said that, Lee, with of course everything that has happened, you mentioned you started it doing and going to bazaars. Now that it's been limited because of the pandemic, what shift did PokLee products has to do with reaching out to the market, especially that it's starting during that time, right?
Yeah. We were only about 3 months old when the pandemic started to hit, and then when it officially hit, we were about 3.5, 4 months. And bazaars for so many businesses in this country are just a lifeblood. They're the moment especially right now. Like right now, I'm not saying I love talking to you guys, but I do wish we had a table set up over in Greenbelt, Florida, or World Trade, because it's that whole Christmas spirit. Everyone's buying, everyone's happy, and everyone can make money. Compared to not everyone's in the supermarkets. And so what we did is we made the shift. A lot of people did to online. And we had already had a presence on IG and Facebook, so we just continued to double down on those, and we started running those more efficiently, running more ads on those, and we started to see a lot of competitors enter the market, which, to be honest, we're fine with, because we want Filipino food to move forward. We're not the only ones. We know we're not the only fish in the sea. So we want everyone to advance. And people have different tastes too, so everyone's welcome. But it was moving online that was the big shift. Moving on to Fiber was a big shift. And then now we're in, for example, the Bayanihan Expo now. So all these virtual expos that are going on. We're just trying to jump on as many of those as we can, and just get to, I think you mentioned earlier with one of your guests about omnipresence, omni platforms. That's the gig. Just get on it, get your face and your product in front of as many people as possible.
PokLee also reached out, and started the gift of sharing through the reselling program that you have. Can you tell us more about it too?
Yeah, so we do small time, we got a lot of inquiries, for example, about resellers. And so what we did is, one of the ways we found that was really beneficial is we jumped on with the group Reselling. And they're an app that allows anyone to join with no down payment, no money, no capital, and you can resell products and inventory that are on their app. And so we jumped on there as a merchant. So currently on Reselling, we sell all of our products. And what it does is it allows someone to go on there, make a nice sizable commission, and resell our products and have all the logistics taken care of, all the payment taken care of, and you have no overhead. And what the second tier benefit of this is, you can also sign up friends to become resellers, and you can earn from what they resell as well. So it's really two-pronged benefit for people, in the sense that you can go on there with no capital, no overhead and payment, and start reselling all of the products that are on there. It's a real forward-thinking app. It's real applicable. It's action-oriented. It's really stimulus for people to get on and work. That's our main reselling app. It's
something to help others that doesn't know where or how to start.
There's no book on how to start, and then you go online and there's so much information that you have no idea where to start, right? So you're caught in that thing between the big waves, and you have no clue what's going on. This way, you just jump on that app, Reselling, and you can sell some stuff there. That's one way to start. And then start, figuring out after that. I heard, your previous customers or invites were talking about franchising. Yeah. There's all these options, but if you don't have that first step, that's kind of a booster step. Sometimes you're not going to get started ever, because you're just going to sit in the doubt.
But of course, we consider, the product as well, and having PokLee as a product will definitely have its followers all over, right, Don?
That's true, no? I mean, if I were to say, you can't go wrong with a PokLee product. If you sell it, I'm pretty sure friends will love it as well.
Yeah, the thing I keep telling people is, look, I'm kind of old. If I'm into vinegar and lacking and crab paste, Filipinos are gonna love it. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
We're not vinegar people. You know what I mean? So, to sit there, and I've had many Americans tell me, "Hey, this suka is fantastic," and it's right. It's a different taste than the normal suka.
It is.
Yeah, I think for that reason alone, it's very interesting.
At the end, the flavor and the kick, the balance, it's just wow. It's really good.
Yeah. The balance. The balance is it doesn't go straight over your tongue and down your throat like the acidic kinds do. It goes all around your tongue. We've broken down the technique, yeah.
Great. That's really nice. Dog.
Yeah. So, can you tell us what is next for PokLee products? Are you looking at
PokLee
adding even more delectable products in your line?
Well, our big down the road goal is to get to export. You know, we want to get abroad because we know there's so many Filipinos abroad right now, and the demand has been there mostly because of PokMom. You know, like her legion of fans just believe in her. And then we've had so many Filipinos from here go abroad with our products. You know, it's going to happen here down the road, and so we're taking care of that. We also, we look to expand the product line. We recently added Alamang Bagoong. That was the newest addition about a month ago. And from there, Cocina Vida, you could see Cocina Vida expanding too. We made Cocina Vida kind of a higher level, a little more exclusive kind of line of product. And so you'll probably see a little more of that. But we want to, apart from products, we want to get accessible. We want to get out there and be available to people. And so we're going to start doing some more things with resellers and new distribution and start getting it, outside of Metro Manila at least, and try and get it across the Philippines. And then very soon after that, we'll get it out around the world for sure.
Nice. That's very good to hear. Exciting things happening even more for PokLee food products. You know, Maria, food talaga is really a staple in the Filipino homes. And with the advent of online ordering, food delivery, restaurants, food businesses, and food products such as PokLee, we are able to enjoy home cooked products, despite the situation. So we're very happy that people like me, who are not very good at cooking, are able to enjoy very delectable Filipino products. If I were to say, I would say it's technically gourmet in a bottle. And yeah, very, very exciting. Lee, thank you very much for your insights. We're very happy to know about how PokLee has grown and how you're riding on all the digitalization and getting your brands across to more people and continuously growing. Of course, in return, we'd like to know more about your insights about inclusive growth, because I understand with the reselling and all that, that's part of your mission as well. So yeah, when Talk Shop Asia Next Gen returns, we'll be bringing in all our guests to pick their brains on our topic of the week. All that when Talk Shop Asia Next Gen returns.
We'll be back shortly. This is your Talk Shop Asia Next Gen. Technology allows us to explore a variety of opportunities. So why not grab one for you? Kickstart your online business with Big Benta. Create an account, visit our store builder, then make your online shop. Be visible, gain customers, and run your business hassle-free. Plus, enjoy the support of our local merchandising team to maximize our platform. Make technology work for you with Big Benta, Pinoy e-commerce site made for you. After this pandemic, let's support the Filipino community. Buy local, visit local, go local. Now back to Talk Shop Asia Next Gen. Business is a fast-changing landscape, and information is key in adapting to the demands of the market. Stay informed of the latest trends and insights and keep your business up to date with the times. Thinking forward, staying relevant. Talk Shop Asia Next Gen.
Get the best deals online with Big Benta. Download the Big Benta app in your Android and Apple devices to get your latest gadgets, electronics, and home essentials right at your fingertips. Let's support local. And of course, we are joined once again by our guests. We would like to call on screen, of course, Francis Dolojan of Blend PH, Miss Choo Natividad of Sophia Jewellery, Mr. Jaypee Morales of Rite, and of course Lee O'Brien of PokLee, as we get into the panel segment, much awaited panel segment of our program. Marielle, should we? Would you like to throw in the first question?
Yes, hello?
Yeah, we can
Yes,
hear you.
sorry. Yeah. Ayan, no? So, I'd like to know your thoughts, no? The finance industry, the retail industry, and the food industry is particularly sensitive segment of ecosystem with strict regulations. How do you think, that the industry can facilitate continuous innovation despite the regular restrictions and regulations? Ms. Shu, would you like to begin?
Okay, sige. I'll take a crack at that question. So as far as regulations are concerned, they will always be there because their aim is to help develop the industry and also protect the industry. So what the industry can do is really to band together and form an association. And through the association, they can come up with their own position papers and policies that they can submit to government to help the industry develop. Admittedly, we cannot do much about regulation except to find a way to air our side and for the people in power to listen to us, hopefully.
I have to agree with that one.
Work together.
And yeah, Marielle, in behalf of Francis, we have Isa, the Business Development Manager of Blend PH. Isa, would you like to get into the question? Especially since you are in the fintech.
All right. Thank you very much for the question. Regarding on the financial industry, in particular on a sensitive segment, we all know naman na we can see the demand despite of the regulation. And doon pa rin naman kami, like what Ms. Chi said, despite of the regulation, we can see the demand of those people who are in need of financial and also an alternative way of investing. We from Blend also would like to offer not just financial but also other way of investing. Because nowadays, most of people, they cannot go outside it. They cannot start their own business. So, especially online agents, most people are interested to invest, especially in different online platforms. So, we can see naman na there's still a strength despite of the pandemic and everything, and also the regulation.
Okay, very well said, Isa. Should we move on to Jaypee? What do you think? What do you think of the question?
Okay, actually, I have to agree with Choo and Isa with their answers. Actually, to form an association, that would be great as well. And of course, to listen to demand of the people and policy that maybe they can make that both the financial technologies and the users to meet at the halfway yung sa mga regulations. I think that would be much better for both parties, di ba?
I have to agree. No, at this point in time, sinasabi nga ng ilan, di ba? You're as strong as your network and your affiliations and your associations. We're very lucky that we have organizations such as PRA, AFI, FIFA, FranCorp, that are getting us through these difficult times. How about for Lee? Since you are, you're basically operating at a reseller setup. What are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, I find that I agree with the aforementioned solutions. I also think that technology, the embracing technology as it has happened during this pandemic, is kind of like hyper fast example of what technology is doing around the world. This was the pandemic in time with technology. People have kind of jumped onto it all of a sudden out of necessity, and to curb those regulations. The regulations have good intention, but the management of regulations needs to loosen up to allow people to catch up with the technology. And so as long as there's that ability to create and to develop with the technology, I don't see why any of the industries that are here represented today couldn't develop and evolve way beyond their capacity to great heights. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much, Lee. And we're joined by Francis, being our resource guest. Muriel was just asking how, with finance being very sensitive and strict, how do you think you can continue to facilitate innovation despite these regulations?
I think there's still a big room for improvement in terms of the financial tech industry. Even with finance, there will still be places that we can still add value to, and still save some costs here and there. So that's where the innovation will come from. I mean, not being against the banks or any traditional banking system, because if you look at the banker side, if, for example, you're the next upcoming president of BPI, BDO, or the other banks, by the time you're a president of a big bank, you only have a few years left in the banking system. In those few years left, the question would always be in the minds of the presidents: would I take a risk doing Bitcoin? Do I take a risk of doing some digital that might ruin the bank that I worked for the last 20, 30 years? So is that something that you want to put on your record, that you only have a few years left and you'll have a very comfortable pension, you have a very comfortable retirement package? You won't take risks like that. So that's the reason why there's a lot of innovation by younger guys like us here to innovate, because we're incentivized by the mere fact that we have time to really it's not gamble, but then again, we have time to really explore in terms of new ways of doing things compared to traditional and old, not old, but then again, more established brands, established companies.
I'd have to agree, no? Totoo naman.
That's right, no, well said.
Disruption really talaga is one key. Sabi nga natin, necessity is the mother of all inventions. So we are seeing a lot of innovations from startup companies such as Blend PH. Now naman, since still on the topic of inclusive growth, I'd like to ask everybody's opinion on this. No, in some instances, it's been said by some people, and of course in some countries as well. It's been said that the pandemic made the rich richer and the poor poorer. How do you think the fintech industry and businesses such as yourselves can make the growth more inclusive for everyone? Let's start with Francis.
So for us in the fintech, it's more of just to narrow things down, we're providing options and opportunity for others to be at parallel or at par with other people. But at the end of the day, it's still at the decision of that individual to uplift themselves. So no matter how much stimulus you give, no matter how much options you give to them, it's really up to them. If they don't level up their skills or they don't level up their knowledge, they'd still basically end up in the same position like they were pre-pandemic. So my point is that we can give them the nicest shovel, we can give them an excavator and all that, but if they don't know how to use those tools or those options, it's still technically it won't be as effective still.
Okay. Thank you very much for that,
That's
Francis.
for
How
sure.
about, how about we go to Miss Chu?
Yeah. Um, from my perspective, the way I see inclusive growth is that we are giving more people options in their life. So, for example, for me, inclusive growth is when the businesses grow. Because when businesses grow, they can employ more people. And these people who are employed can now provide better options for their family, like the children can now choose which schools to go to. They can have a better house, a more comfortable life. So in the end, in order to achieve inclusive growth, we have to help our enterprises, our entrepreneurs grow and expand their business.
Yeah, I have to agree. I have to agree with Chu on that. No, especially since the micro, small, and medium enterprise comprise 98 to 99% of the businesses here in the Philippines. No, how about for the case of Lee? What about you, Lee? What are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, I think, well, I'm not going to lie that I think the rich have gotten richer and a lot of the poor have gotten poorer. And in the immediate time space of when the pandemic started until now. But I think, along with what Francis and Chu said, there are vehicles and opportunities that are starting being presented that people can take advantage of. And so they need to take advantage of those now and start building for a future, because what everyone experienced so far was the setback of the pandemic. Now it's the comeback. So you got to set up for that, and you got to be in a position. And there's different tools and there's different approaches. So as the rich are getting richer, that is very true. But I think there is a lot of opportunities that are starting to come up that allow even the poor to become rich. So they should be attuned to that, and they should be taking steps and actions in favor of that.
Great. No, well said. No, I like that. Comeback and all. JP, would you like to share your thoughts on this?
Okay, I have to agree with Francis, with you, and as well as Lee, regarding that one. Let's take opportunity of lahat na meron tayo ngayon. There are a lot of webinars, there are a lot of businesses that are offering very affordable reseller packages or franchises. Like for us, we have affordable franchise. Lee has an affordable reseller program. And of course, Miss Choo, she also has one. So let's take advantage of it. Kasi it's like we're teaching them how to fish and they will eat for a lifetime.
Well
Tama,
said.
tama. I
Thank you
have to
very
agree.
much, everyone.
Very, you know what? If Mariel, if I were just to add, totoo naman what they mentioned, that in a sense, what this pandemic did, it somehow leveled the playing field. You're able to take advantage of technology. A lot of companies has also extended some of their technology and capabilities to smaller businesses and the general public, so that we can rise through the situation altogether. No? What do you think, Maria?
True. Just totoo, no? And then, I think another thing, everyone should have a key takeaway from everything that's happening. That's another thing that we should embrace during this pandemic. The opportunities presented and the lessons learned that we would take on learning and developing more into what's next. Ilang days na lang as we're counting, it's another new year. So, no, in hopes of everything else will be better. And, everyone together will bounce back from all of these.
I agree. I agree very much, Mariel. Once again, thank you very much to all our guests for this very rich discussion. We appreciate your holistic thoughts and approach on how you think we can all include everybody in this inclusive growth for everybody. I'm pretty sure our audiences agree with us as well.
That's true, no? It was another noteworthy discussion to have everyone on board. Very encouraging to know that we have leaders such as yourselves in the brand's inclusive growth to get, the Filipinos working together, and very inspiring. Thank you for spending your afternoon with us, ladies and gentlemen.
Mhm.
so much.
Thanks as
Okay,
well.
so I'm pretty sure a lot of our audience are looking forward to getting in touch with your brands and your services. Can we start with Blend, PH, Francis, and Giza? How can our audience take advantage of the financial facility that you're providing to everybody?
Yes, hello, good afternoon. I would like to invite everyone if you want to, if you guys are in need for financial, just go to our website. It's blend.ph. And also, if you guys are also in need for another alternative of investment, just go to our website, upload all the documents that are needed, and we're happy to see you all.
Mm-hmm. Anything to add to that, Francis?
Pretty much that's it. You can also check our Facebook and Instagram and social media accounts. Follow and subscribe to us as well.
They're very reachable through their website and Facebook pages. So okay, how about for Choo? How can our friends enjoy your creations?
Yeah, so follow us on Facebook and IG. Look for Sophia Jewellery. And I hope to see you on our Facebook live selling on 12/12.
12/12. Excited for that, no? JP, share with us where we can taste your Rite tea.
Okay, for everyone po, for those who are looking for an inexpensive way po again to start up their own milk tea business for 180,000 pesos only, Rite offers affordable and 100% freshly brewed premium quality milk tea drink and at an affordable franchise po. No? You may also visit our booth po at the Bayanihan Trade Expo online po, or you can visit us at facebook.com/Rite. And of course, for the list of branches, you will see it in our Facebook page as well.
Great. Now, of course, from another great food to a drink and now a food para it complements well. No, Lee, share us where how they can get the very delicious bottled goodness of PokLee products.
You bet. Thank you very much. PokLee Food Products. You can catch us on Facebook or Instagram, and you can also look up Cocina Vida on Instagram or Facebook. We too are at the Bayanihan, Expo, online expo, and we're also on the reselling app. So when you sign up, download the app, totally free. Sign on up and go to the team section and mark up hashtag Team PokLee, and you can join our team and we can resell together.
Great. Thank you for sharing all of those informations with us.
Right, we're very happy to have you in the show. Thank you very much for spending your afternoon with us. And Marielle, of course, for our community mic segment, would you like to invite our audience to join us on that?
Yes, no, we would like, of course, to invite everyone to share your business stories with us to get a chance to be featured in the show through our community mic segment. We here at Talk Shop Asia are always ready to extend a helping hand to our MSMEs friends.
Yes, that's true. We are very much looking forward to being inspired with your business stories. And we are very excited as well to lend our helping hand in your business journeys.
Of course, so we might see the brands next, like such as
Okay, so we just saw the Rite video. Very happy to na naihabol natin yung video ng Rite. No? So, yeah. Okay, so Okay, we'd like, of course, to thank our block time partners. Mukhang favorite ng ating tech ang Rite. Mukhang nabigyan mo siya ng maraming tsaa.
Oo nga, papadala ako. Baka nauhaw na ata si Direk.
We're very happy, of course, with our block time partners. Please make sure to watch all weekly episodes of Talk Shop Asia shows in V81 Radio, Global Pinas TV, and our other media partners. We once again would like to thank everyone for tuning in the show. We are very happy to be of service to you as you bring in the latest in business trends and stories here at Talk Shop Asia Next Gen.
Yes, we will see you again next Sunday. Let's talk.
Let's shop here at Talk Shop Asia.
The program that gives you the latest in Filipino business and trends with industry experts and norm-challenging brands to help you navigate the ever-changing landscape of the consumer market. This is Talk Shop Asia Next Gen. Thinking forward, staying relevant. Hosted by its founding anchor, business and transformation mentor Rolly Pagaspas, global franchising and business coach Don Senita, together with the beauty and business maven Muriel Villanueva. This is your Talk Shop Asia Next Gen. Sundays at 3:30 p.m. Philippine time.